Hi, my name is Cheri, and this is my daughter Lisette. And we've been in the system since October 2nd, when the day they took my two grandkids away from me. Um, on this side is my grandson Crescencio, we call him Melon, and on the other side is baby Jordan, and we call her Sissy. This little boy right here, when he left our home, he was the best little angel in the world. We didn't have too much time with Jordan yet. He's so loving. He's in Head Start, and he loves his sister so much. He took his sister to school for show and tell. 3 months ago, we went to court in front of a referee, and at the time, the foster parents said, "Oh, they're doing so good." And recently, we just went back to court, and all of a sudden, the foster parent stands up and has these horrible stories about my grandson. It was such an angel, and I'm not saying this just because he's my grandson. He's been brought up with love and respect. All of a sudden now he breaks windows supposedly. He's harming his sister and the dogs, and they can't control him. First of all, they shouldn't be foster parents if they can't control a 4-year-old. What if they would have been placed with a baby that had a drug addiction or was really abused at home and had autism or some kind of mental retardation? In that situation, a grown man stands up and says this about my grandson. My hands are shaking right now because there's no way, and what it is that these people want to adopt. And from the beginning, there's been reunification. My daughter has gone above and beyond everything on her own. I stand by her side. I got put on a central registry list because they didn't want the kids to come with me. They told me pretty much, don't fight for your kids. I got a lawyer. I got my name removed. They still said I couldn't have my grandkids. My home was okay. It was all approved. They went through every little step. They waited till the last day before we went to court and told me that I cannot have my grandkids until my daughter is okay. And all this stems from postpartum depression. My daughter asked for help while she was pregnant. She asked for help for 4 months after she was pregnant. Sparrow Hospital even sent over to Sparrow Professional Building to her doctor's office saying this is an emergency and that my daughter needed to be seen and given medication for postpartum depression. They canceled once again out of 6 times. So my grandkids are in a foster home. My daughter gets to see them. It was 3 times a week, 1 hour a day. Now it's went up to 5 hours because she can't have them home yet because she doesn't bring enough food, as they say, to feed them. But like I said, my grandson Crescencio over here, he is going through the worst thing ever. Jordan was only 4 months, so she doesn't know. They have my grandkids calling them mom and dad. Crescencio is so confused. He can't. There's no way you're ever going to break that bond between us and our grandson and my daughter. He has that bond, and that's what's wrong with her. Her name is Amy. The foster father is named John. And to me, I think it's all about money. There's nothing wrong with my home. There's nothing wrong with my daughter's home.
Right.
My daughter's been through hell and back, and I'm sorry to use that word. And she's still going through it. And she's not going to stop fighting for her kids. They can take as long as they want, but my grandson knows we're there. Then just recently, the foster mom took his toy away. Like, really? You can take a toy away from a little 4-year-old just to hurt his feelings more? I feel like when there's reunification involved in the situation, kids should not be placed in a home with the foster parents that are expecting to adopt a kid. Right. They can't have their own kids.
Exactly.
And you don't sit up and, if you're a foster parent, you treat somebody with respect and dignity. Don't treat my grandson and hurt him to make him act out in the wrong way that he shouldn't be acting, because he's never had that problem at home. I don't even have to discipline. I don't have to yell at him. He knows what's wrong and right. He's a very loving child. And like I said, this is all about adoption and money and what they can get out of them. And she's not going to take my grandkids away. But here's my daughter.
You can't.
Well, she can't talk. She's sad. But we lost our grandma, my mom, in July. My daughter had her baby in May. And that's the only blue-eyed little baby we have. And our whole family. The rest of us are dark-haired, brown eyes. She looks just like my mom. So that's our little baby Juju there. And my daughter, like I said, and I'm not just saying this because it's my daughter, but she made some of the best kids ever. And we're going to stand up and fight for them forever, no matter what we have to do. So like I said, there needs to be more help with these parents being able to get their kids back home when there's reunification. Never once have they reached out to my daughter and asked, does she need help with counseling. They don't ask if she needs help with anything. They don't ask if she needs help and do anything. All they do is try to put her down in every little situation there is. This, like I said, really you're complaining about what she brings for lunch. And then when she'll bring lunch, the foster mother will already have fed them. And she can't even ask them questions like, why are you acting out? Why are you doing this? Because it's just like you can't even talk to your kids. You can't say anything. But all I'm saying is that there are families out here that do deserve to have their kids taken away, and it needs to be investigated. But investigate and do your job. Don't just take them away just because you assume something bad is going on. In our situation, they never even checked on other family members that we asked them to. They just took them away. So it's been going on since October 2nd. What is today? So I don't know, we go back to court September 19th, and we're hoping for them to come home. But like I said, the foster parent stood up in court and said, my little Crescencio over here is not welcome in his home anymore. Do you guys think that should be a foster parent? I think they need to look in the background of these foster parents that they're giving. We also had a family member that's been a friend of the family for 17 years, went through the whole foster system, became a foster parent, and they will not let her adopt these kids, or let her foster my grandkids, but she can foster other kids in the system through Lutheran Children's Services, but she can't foster ours. And it makes no sense. Everything that we do that they tell us to do, when it's done and over with, they come with something else new. So we're getting closer, hopefully, and they will be back home with us. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of you, Lacey, for everything that you've done. And you over there, Miss Lady, I want to tell you I'm proud of you for standing up here. Okay? Bye.